What's up, RTJs? You know what time it is. Your boy Jeffrey L. Boney here for another live edition of Real Talk Junkies here on the Forward Times Facebook and Instagram pages every Wednesday, 12 noon Central Standard Time. Of course, I always want to encourage you to go check out forwardtimes.com, of course, jeffreylboney.com. And of course, at the end of the show, want to make sure you cop that book pre-sale. Don't argue with me. That's dropping real soon. We got an exciting show today, as we always do here on Real Talk Junkies. Of course, I am your boy Jeffrey L. Boney, man. Well, let's get right into it. The Olympic Games, commonly known to all of us as the Olympics, are considered the largest sports competition in the entire world, with over 200 nations participating. Athletes all around the world train rigorously, seeking to land a spot on their respective country's team and earn the right to compete with the top athletes from all over the world from their countries in their respective sport. The ultimate goal is being declared the best of the best and vying for a gold medal. Having the opportunity to represent your country on the world's biggest and most competitive stage is a dream come true for pretty much anyone who earns the right to make it to the Olympics. Getting to the Olympics and winning a medal, especially a gold medal, is the icing on the cake. For Missouri City, Texas native Bryce Deadmon, not only did he earn that chance to live out his dream of making it to the Olympics, he also walked away with 2 sets of hardware on his quest of being declared the best of the best in his respective sport. For his first medal, Bryce earned an Olympic bronze medal in the mixed 4x400 meter relay, which was the inaugural showing of that discipline. For his second medal, he earned an Olympic gold medal in the men's 4x400 meter relay. And in that race, Bryce ran the third leg, where he ran an impressive 44.01 quarter mile split and led to the 4th fastest time ever, 2 minutes, 55 seconds. Bryce graduated from Ridge Point High School in Fort Bend ISD, went on to earn a bachelor's degree in sports management and master's degree in marketing at Texas A&M University. While at Texas A&M, Bryce also became a member of the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, which helped him, of course, prepare for the adversities he eventually encountered on his journey to Olympic greatness. His support system, which includes his family, also played a major role in his life during those tough and challenging times. And I'm excited about him being with us on today to talk about his challenges, his support system, and the various things that led him to becoming an Olympic gold and bronze medal winner. Joining me today here on Real Talk Junkies is none other than Olympic champion, Missouri City native, and of course, frat brother, Bryce Deadmon. What's going on, Bryce? And his mother, Nikita Deadmon. How y'all doing?
Good. How about you? Thank you so much for having us on your show.
All right. Hey, no doubt, man. Thanks so much for joining us. Let's get right into it. First of all, congratulations to you yet again on your success at the Tokyo Olympic Games. I know a lot of people, man, who train and who strive to get to this point. Not just to win a medal, but to make it to that stage. But you not only made it to the stage, you also walked away, like I said, with 2 sets of hardware, which is, of course, the ultimate goal for you to walk away and get on that podium. But, man, you were able to do it in a successful way, not only winning a gold medal, but also a bronze. So congratulations to you. How you feel about that?
It's still kind of surreal, if I'm being completely honest. It was surreal when it actually happened. When they put that gold medal in my hand, I was like, oh my God, this is really an Olympic gold medal in my hand right now. I didn't know how to process it. I still really haven't processed everything that happened. I mean, it's just kind of unfathomable, actually. But I'm taking it as it is and taking it how it's coming and kind of recognizing the significance of what I did. It's definitely a once in a lifetime opportunity. And like you said, the fact that this was my first time going and I got a gold Olympic medal and a bronze. Some people have been to the Olympics 2-3 times and haven't walked away with anything. So I'm extremely grateful for that.
You know, something that, you shared, when asked about adversities. This week, y'all, we feature Bryce on the front page of the Forward Times newspaper, our lead story this week, in the title of that article this week. And of course, I want you to pick up the Forward Times this week. Also, you can check us out at forwardtimes.com. It's From Adversity to Olympic Champion. And he talks about at length with me about some of the adversity he went through. And a lot of people don't know. They see the success. They see the end goal. They see you standing on that podium, getting that medal put around your neck, but they don't know what led you to that point. So can you talk about some of the adversity that you went through leading up to this point? Let's talk about the backstory, the stuff that people don't know, that people don't see.
Um, I would probably say if the first thing is it took me 6 years from the time I started my freshman year of college to I finished my master's program to even get to this point to where I'm at right now. I definitely went the non-traditional path. Most people only take 4 years before they start peaking in track and field or really in their sport in collegiate athletics, and it took me six. I never would have even imagined I would have been at Texas A&M for 6 years. I probably would have told you you were crazy if you would have told me that once I first started. It took me 6 years, and it took me 6 years because I had a redshirt year due to ankle injury, well, ankle break that I actually had two surgeries on my freshman year. So I got a redshirt year from that. I also had another year because of COVID. Um, COVID alone was another adversity that I faced. Not knowing the certainty of whether track was even going to come back or sports in general. I really had planned, like once COVID hit, I kind of accepted it for what it was, like the end of the road, and I was about to apply to grad school and just go on with my life and get a job and everything. But by the grace of God, everything worked out in my favor. I never would imagine it worked out like this at all, if I'm being completely honest. And not even COVID. I went through a lot of stuff when I first got to school too. I had like a major depressive episode my freshman year of college that I struggled a lot to come out of. I got hurt every single year from, like I said, I had two surgeries my freshman year, even my sophomore and junior year. I had hamstring pulls. I really didn't even start running track for A&M until my second semester junior year. And it's just crazy how everything lined up to lead me to the point to where I'm at now. It's just kind of like, wow, at so many points throughout this whole course, I thought about quitting. I wanted to quit. I tried to quit. Um, I mean, but everything worked out the way it did for a reason. So it's crazy that I'm here. I just didn't give up. I chose to believe in myself. Not even chose to believe in myself. I was put in situations where I had to believe in myself in order to make it to the next goal that I wanted to accomplish. And yes, it's definitely been a crazy journey. Like I said, I definitely went a non-traditional path, but I mean, it paid off in the end.
So one of the things you also talked about, and I want to come back to that, those some of those instances and things that you had to deal with. But you talk about your support system, and I know one of the main people that was in your corner every step of the way is the person sitting to your right,
Yeah.
none other than your mother, Miss Nikita Deadmon. And first of all, what's going on, Sarah? And also, she's a member of Delta Sigma Theta. Let's talk about what that means. Ms. Deadmon, I know that you have been very, very supportive of your son every step of the way. But let's talk about the role that you played in trying to help him, accomplish this goal and to get through many of those things. He talked about having a depressive episode and just many of the challenges that he went through. But let's talk about your role and from the beginning. I mean, I know he started running track at 8 years old. So let's talk about you and your role that you played.
Well, the role that I played, and that's with both of my kids, was to encourage, uplift, support them, and to remind them that they could overcome this. And when my kids are down, I'm down. So, but I didn't let them see me down. But what I did was to be there for Bryce, pour love into him, let him know that he is here for a reason and to not give up on his hopes and dreams. And so that was really my major role, was to keep him in a good mental space as much as I could possibly do. And when I needed to use additional resources such as finding him, a therapist and things like that, I did. So I did whatever I could to get him out of that state that he was in his freshman year of college. It was a really hard time for me and my family and for Bryce, but it wore on me too. But when you are pouring into somebody, you have to pour into yourself also. So in order for me to pour into him, I had to, go to God in prayer and believe that he could come out of this, myself. So it was just, being there for Bryce, encouraging him, being there, being a shoulder for him to cry on, and answering that phone every time he called, and just sharing positivity with him during that time.
So as a parent, and you see your child going through things such as what he was dealing with, I mean, it can be challenging, especially like you say, when you're dealing with your own stuff internally, but to have your children dealing with that, I mean, it can weigh on you. So, getting him the support that he needed outside of yourself, like you said, a therapist and whatnot, played a huge role. And I know in the African American community, particularly, and I just wrote about this last week about mental health challenges and mental illness. A lot of times it's a taboo subject in our community.
Right.
We don't like to deal with it.
Right.
And,
we like to pray.
So,
we like to think we can pray it away, and prayer works, but we need that additional help.
So at what point did you realize, Bryce, that you needed help? That that you had approached a point in your life that you couldn't handle it yourself anymore?
It was at a point to where like I dropped out of all the little clubs I was in my freshman year. I wasn't talking to anybody. I couldn't pay it. I literally could not pay attention to class. It was actually crazy. Like I would literally sit through class and get up at the end of class and not know anything that went on because I was in my head so much. And it was so bad that I actually started having kind of like how would I explain it? Like actual physical sensations from the depression. I was like, okay, like this is crazy what's going on. Like I actually need some help. And I was actually scared to open up to my parents at first. I mean, because like you just said, mental health and mental illnesses in the Black community is definitely a taboo subject. So I didn't know how to bring it up or how to even talk about it. I mean, I thought the conversation would have kind of gone like, oh, but like, boy, it ain't nothing wrong with you. Like you'll be fine or something like that, or you'll get out of it. It's normal or something like that. But my parents
suck it up, get over it, deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. Common Black household comments, but I mean, my parents were very supportive and helped me find a therapist. I mean, because they saw how bad it was getting. So,
what do you believe led to that point of you feeling that way? Because I think sometimes we don't identify, we don't really realize that we're at that place, especially when we're in it, like real time.
Honestly, I feel like it was a buildup of stuff I had kind of been like pushing out and not trying not to think about that I was dealing with in high school. And then once I got to school, I was in a new environment. I was away from my parents for the first time. I was forced to meet new people. I feel like it all kind of just hit me at one time. And that's what ultimately led to the whole the episode. But
yeah. So let's get back to your high school days. Well, let's go even further back. Let's go back to Mom, you getting him involved in track and field. What made you make the decision to put him in track of all things?
We started Bryce off in football, and I was against football because it's such a physical sport. But we got him into Little League football, and we noticed that he was fast, and he was kind of a standout football player in Little League football. And we were approached by one of the track and field coaches at one of the football games, and from there we tried it out. We joined Track Houston Youth Track Club, and he kind of became an immediate standout at the track meets because he was pretty fast when he was younger too. So we were approached by one of the coaches. They some Aggressive recruiter.
Yeah.
Even at 7, 8 years old, which is crazy.
Yeah, so when he was kind of recruited that way into track and field, so I thought that he was going to be a football player, so, but he really excelled.
Could he beat you running at 8 years old?
He probably could have.
Oh wow! So he got involved in that, and you realized that he was real good at it. And so at what point did Olympics, even the thought of possibly going to the Olympics, come up?
I'll probably say the thought first popped up my freshman year. So my freshman year of college was when the 2016 Rio Olympics happened. And I actually had a lot of my teammates from A&M go to those Olympics. And I was like, okay, this is definitely something I want to do and something I want to try to accomplish. But I mean, like I said, I went through so much my first couple years of school. I was like, I'm not even worried about this no more. Like, I was trying to go about my life, do what I need to do, and find out what's more to life than track. Like I said, I started running my junior year, and literally every single year from my junior year, my time just kept dropping like enormously, not even just kind of by like little increments, like they were dropping like half seconds to a full second every single year I was running. And I'll probably say about this year when the track season started, I kind of started realizing, I was like, okay, like this is a real possibility. Like our first outdoor track meet was at Texas Relays, and I ran a time, I think it was like a 44.6 at the time, and that was the fastest time in the world, and it stood in the top 5 times for the fastest 400 time in the world up until like early July. And I was like, oh wow, okay, like like I'm capable of doing this. And then from there, I just like never let any doubt or any negative thoughts kind of sway me from what I wanted to achieve. From there on, I was like, okay, like I see what I can do. I see that this is possible. Like I'm not even going to allow myself to think that I can't make it when I see that I can, and I see that I can compete with anyone who's lining up next to me.
So in the history of the Olympics, and we're talking again about and joining me today on Real Talk Junkies, y'all, is Bryce Deadmon, Olympic champion, track and field. A lot of times we talk about the best in the world, and we talk about years and years and years of people running not only in the Olympics but in world championships and other things like that. And so we're talking about the fastest. You all just ran the 4th fastest time in the history of the 4x400 meter men's relay. And what is the training like? How do you become fast like that? I mean, like I'm just saying. I mean, you see people that come around, and then all of a sudden you see somebody like a Usain Bolt, and you be like, oh my God, this is crazy. So how do you train to get your time down? I mean, talk about what you had to do.
Honestly, just following the training program that my coach had for me. And I definitely feel like me being at A&M for 6 years and being in his training program so long kind of helped that training build up to get me to the point where I'm at now. But honestly, training for speed, I truly believe like that's a science. Like I know a lot of coaches think that you can't teach speed, but that's definitely a lie. No, you definitely can if you know what you're doing and you know the science behind it. We never really ran anything long. Like we never really did like distance runs or anything, but we would do like 4 to 5 runs in practice every practice. And I know 4 or 5 runs doesn't sound a lot, but the runs would be very fast with a short amount of break in between each run. So that's basically how we train, and we train 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, all the way up until the season starts every year. So
and good nutrition.
Yeah.
You said nutrition?
Nutrition, sleep is a big one.
Right.
Nutrition, sleep, and yeah, just trusting what your coach has for you.
So I'm assuming it's a lot of sacrifices. What kind of things do you have to sacrifice in order to get to the level that you're at right now?
Man, I think about that all the time. Hanging out with friends on the weekends. I have never had a spring break from the time I started college to the time I finished.
Right.
I used to see my friends all in Miami or South Padre or Austin on spring break, and I used to be at a track meet. I'd be like, dang, I ain't never gonna have to get to have fun with my friends. I could never like just go to a different school for a party on the weekends because we always had track meets. I used to miss so many parties with my friends, so I definitely had to sacrifice a lot. I actually feel like I missed out on a lot of my undergrad experience for college, but I mean, I can't complain because it paid off in the end. So
For sure. So going back to also you, Mom. You talked about being from South Park, Texas. Uh,
Yeah.
and you at the just this past Saturday, y'all, we had a celebration in Missouri City, Texas. I'm city councilman out there, and we were able to honor Bryce and declare August 21st Bryce Deadmon Day in the city of Missouri City, Texas. Big celebration for him out there. We had the Thurgood Marshall marching band lead him in while he sat on the top of the convertible. Came in, and of course we celebrated him in a major way
Right.
in declaring that day. But Mom, you talked about how Missouri City has such a deep place in your heart because of your experience as a young person, kind of engaging with it, and the fact that he, was able to go to Ridge Point High School in the area, helped, I guess, on his journey to become, the great Bryce Deadmon that he is today. So can you talk about South Park, Mo City?
Yeah, so I was born pretty much and raised in the South Park area of Houston. And like I said, my cousins lived in Missouri City. So I'm an only child. So I spent a lot of summers in Missouri City. So that's why I was saying at the proclamation that day meant so much to me because, I kind of grew up in the area and I'm from South Park, but to have that day dedicated for Bryce in the city of Missouri City meant so much to me. Um, it was just an indescribable feeling that day. It was just really major. So yeah, like I said, I have roots in Missouri City, and it was just a surreal moment for me personally.
So Bryce, could you talk about the experience? You talked about COVID, and of course the Delta variant is kind of been uh, spreading the virus and becoming more and more contagious. Can you talk about the experience at the Olympic Village and how Team USA tried to make sure that you all were protected? Were you all able to engage with? Because typically one of the big things is being able to interact with people from all over the world, and whatnot. Were y'all able to hang out, kick it, or were y'all like quarantined or kept away from everybody?
So to answer your question about the experience was definitely nothing like I thought it would be at all. We couldn't leave the village at all. Man, I was actually excited because I actually wanted to kind of venture out into Tokyo and see the city and see experience the culture, but we couldn't leave the village. They told us if they caught any athletes leaving the village, they would take our credentials and send us back home immediately. Um,
Oh, wow.
yeah, as soon as people got done with their event, regardless of the sport, they had you on a plane back to your home country within 48 hours. So by the last day that I was there, after we got done with the 4x4, the Olympic Village was basically empty. Um, yeah, it just wasn't what I thought it would be based off of what everyone had told me it would be and based off of what the media shows in the past Olympics. So I was definitely kind of disappointed. And what they were doing to kind of keep everything under control, we had to take a COVID test every single morning we were there, every single morning. Um, and Team USA wasn't really too strict about us interacting with people from other countries until one of our track and field athletes got COVID and was actually in our Team USA building. And once that happened, they kind of set up an emergency meeting. They told us they better not catch us in any other country's camps or any other country's buildings. Yeah, they were not playing at all once that happened. But yeah, besides that, I mean, all the athletes from all the countries were all around each other, just walking up and down the streets of Olympic Village and going to the cafeteria and whatnot. But as a whole, I definitely didn't think I got to experience the full thing. I mean, it was definitely a blessing to be there, of course, but honestly, it kind of felt like we were on lockdown. Like, like I would be in my room just sitting on the balcony overlooking the city. I'm like, wow, like we stuck in this village and we can't even see the sea. I'm literally looking at the city from our balcony. I'm like, we can't even leave this little bubble that we in. Like kind of feel like I'm in jail almost. I mean, I mean, the city looked beautiful. I mean, we used to see the city when we used to drive to practice and drive to the track meet. Like the city looked beautiful. I definitely would go back, but like I only seen it from a bus. I only saw it from a bus window. So
So were you able to pay attention to any of the other sports outside of track and field, or was your focus just primarily on the track and field happenings?
yeah, I mean, and that was the other thing. I was kind of excited thinking that I would be able to go to the other sporting events. At least, I mean, because I'm like, shoot, we already all around each other in the Olympic Village. I thought that at least we would be able to go and see other sports compete. But no, if you weren't a basketball athlete, you couldn't go to the basketball game. If you weren't a swim athlete, you can go to a swim meet. I mean, besides watching it on TV, like everybody else, we like I really didn't get to interact in any of the other sports how I wanted to.
Yeah. So there were a lot of firsts and a lot of exciting things that happened relative to track and field. With the shot put and marathon and different other sports that took place. Of course, you all, but there were a lot of people that also fell short, and there were a lot of comments made. Even I want to say it was Carl Lewis made
Yeah.
some comments about Team USA track and field,
Yeah.
falling short in a lot of ways. What were the overall sentiments and thoughts, man, about how Team USA in the track and field arena performed?
Um, I would definitely say that we did not perform up to par as a whole unit. I definitely would say that. We definitely had way too many fast people and way too much potential to not get more medals than what we got, especially to get one gold medal on the men's side in track. I definitely feel like that shouldn't have happened at all. But I definitely think us, the athletes and the coaching staff, learned from it. And also I kind of feel like a lot of the mishaps were due to COVID. I know that most of the time they have like a training camp for the Olympic athletes to go to a couple weeks before the Olympics to kind of bond and practice together. We didn't have that this year because of COVID. So I mean, I definitely think that, like I said, the staff and the athletes kind of learned a lot from this experience, and I'm pretty sure they will not allow that to happen again, just because of the fact that so many people were on us. Is yeah, exactly. Especially when Carl Lewis sent out that tweet. Yeah, nah.
I mean, how did that make y'all feel? Or I mean, I guess did y'all talk about his tweet or?
Yeah, no, 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 no. We definitely saw his tweet and we was talking about it. I mean, I mean, and it was kind of like at that point, like what happened had already happened. We couldn't do anything but try to do the best that we could from there. But no, we were definitely saying, even amongst each other, like we definitely not doing good as a unit at all. Like this is not okay. I mean, but then again, not even feel our the Olympic team as a whole this year was very young. I feel like compared to other Olympic teams, like I feel like a large majority of us were either recent graduates or people that were still in school. I feel like the average age of most of us were like 23, 24, 25. So I feel like once all of us start getting more experience and come back for the next Olympics when we're all older, I definitely feel like it will be completely different.
So I'm gonna tell you one of the things that stood out to me, and I'm gonna ask you a similar question as to what stood out to you the most. But one of the things that stood out to me, is that an echo? Okay. One of the things that stood out to me was the Poland. Uh, I think they were the ones that won the gold medal.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They won the gold medal in the mixed relay, and that also definitely was not supposed to happen. So I ran the prelims for the mixed relay. I didn't run in the finals, and me and all the rest of my teammates were kind of, I would get not we were definitely disappointed that we got bronze. Even the people that ran on the team in the finals were kind of disappointed that we got bronze because it was so much expected that we were gonna win. But I mean, at the end of the day, I kept telling myself, shoot, like we could have came home with nothing at all. I mean, it's good that we even got a third place medal. Like I don't think people realize how rare that is to even medal at the Olympics. So kind of tried to keep a positive attitude about that. But no, Poland definitely surprised us with that with that goal win in the mixed relay for sure.
And one of the men that was on that team also won the 100-meter final. Did he not?
No. So the person who won the 100-meter final was an Italian and another one of my teammates named Fred Curley, but neither of them ran on the mixed relay for the 4x4.
Okay. Well, I just know that there was a surprise win in the 100-meter final as well.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, so so answering your question about what caught my attention, it was the guy from Italy winning the 100, and it was also my ex-teammate from A&M, Fred Curley, getting the silver medal in the 100 as well. Yeah, a lot of people were kind of talking down on him, and really not even talking down. They were straight out calling him stupid for switching from the 400 to the 100 just because it had never been done before. There's never been a 400 runner who ran the 400 and then came back the next year and medaled in the open 100 at the Olympics, and he was the first person to ever do it, and he got a silver medal at that. So that definitely kind of shocked me, and I really think it shocked a lot of people in the track and field world.
So I mean, in essence, I mean, that was a positive thing that took place, but really not a lot of people talked about it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I kind of feel like a lot of people talked about it. I definitely saw a lot of people tweeting about it after Fred did that. I definitely saw Shannon Sharp send out a tweet, kind of praising him and congratulating him, and saying a lot of people were calling him dumb for doing that, and that he came out and won the silver medal in the 100 after being known for primarily being a open 400-meter runner. And also, I think Fred is the only person in history to run a 43 in the 400, a 19 in the 200, and a sub 10 in the 100. So. Yeah, so that was definitely amazing.
Wow. So what's next for you? 2024.
Yeah, 2024 for sure. That's not even a question. So I'm about to continue my training. I'm actually about to move to Dallas to continue training. And see what this professional athlete life has to offer.
Yeah. So Mom, how has life changed after your son, your Bryce, one of your sons, has experienced this level of success?
It has been a good whirlwind. I was not prepared for the amount of attention that this has brought. I don't think Bryce was prepared either. But this was God's plan. We have embraced it. We're gonna milk it into as much as we possibly can right now, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing, and Bryce is using this opportunity, and he's using this status for God's glory. So because of that, he's gonna excel even more so. But it has definitely changed our lives in a sense that we're busy right now. We're a lot busier. We like he said, he'll be moving to Dallas, and we pretty much have a month to get him in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and settled. So lots of life changes.
So I definitely have a couple of other things I want to talk to you about, Bryce. One of them being, Sha'Carri Richardson. I'm sure there was a lot of conversation around Team USA's decision not to allow her to compete. Was that the right call and by them? And before we get to what just happened this past weekend, relative to the Olympics, Do you think it was the right call? And were you all supportive of her, being there? Or, I mean, what were y'all's take on that, or your take?
I'm supportive of Shakari. She's young. She does have some maturing to do. But I have watched her since, she was a college athlete, and I knew that she was going to be an elite athlete. She's very capable. You will see her rise to the occasion. I have no doubt about that. I know that she has the right support system and maybe a PR team, but I know that she will rise to the occasion. I was hurt to see her come in last place, but that's not the Shakari that I know. So I know that she's going to do well and that she's going to excel. Like, she is an elite athlete. So she's going to do well. She's going to recover from this. And I'm looking forward to it. And I'm ready for the world to see the Shakari that Bryce and I know.
Go ahead, Bryce. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I wouldn't say how can I put it? I didn't really agree with their decision to not let her run at the Olympics, but I mean, I understand why they had to follow the rules. I didn't think that they should have taken one of the biggest moments away of her life to compete for smoking weed, especially since it's not a performance enhancing drug. I could have seen if it was performance enhancing, but I didn't agree that she should have had that opportunity taken away from her. But at the same time, I understand they have to follow the rules as they are. So I mean, it is what it is. So
how does, as an athlete who's on the world stage and everybody has all eyes on you, how does it feel when you have that level of scrutiny? And of course, a lot of people are saying, she because she's so arrogant in their minds, or because she talks a lot, or she's, braggadocious and just, got this swagger that as a young person, she's not humble in their minds or their view. I mean, how does it feel when you have that level of critique? I mean, you're talented and gifted, but, you fall short to people's expectations. I mean, how does that feel? I mean, to hear all that critique.
Well, I'm not on the same stage as Shakari right now, so I definitely feel like Shakari is nationally known at this point. Honestly, I mean, but shoot, everyone falls short. I always say anyone can get beat on any given day. So I mean, it was bound to happen eventually. I mean, not the fact that she talks a lot. I mean, this is bound to happen. I mean, because we all human, and we're not gonna be the best every single time we step into our field of play. I wasn't surprised to see her lose, especially against Elaine Thompson. But she definitely has had a lot of scrutiny, just because of how she acts. I mean, but honestly, knowing her and knowing what she can do, I definitely believe that she'll shake back. I don't think it phases her, honestly, at all.
So you don't think? So you really don't think? Because I mean, I guess as a 21-year-old young person, trying to be great and whatnot, to have adults, rip you to shreds, on Twitter, especially social media, can be a blessing and a curse, because a lot of you all's age, live on that social media platforms and stuff like that. And, I can understand how that type of stuff could, really weigh on an individual where they take it to heart. So I just was curious, man, do you really think that, she's able to shake those things off and come back and compete at a high level, especially, considering what happened this past weekend? It's almost as if so many people looked at it and were gloating or happy to see that she not only fell short, but came in last place.
I would be lying if I said it didn't get to people. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all human. I definitely believe that some of it definitely got to her. I mean, but like I said before, I mean, she's very confident in herself and her abilities. I mean, even if it does get to her, I know she wouldn't let it hinder her future performances. So I'm not really too worried about how she'll perform in the future. I think be just fine. But yeah, I'm pretty sure coming from her perspective, it's hard to deal with a lot of people just jumping on you all at one time. Like,
Right.
I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, we're all human. It's gonna affect you whether you say it is or not. So
Well, I do want to correct you on something you said just a second ago, Bryce. You
Mhm.
are not only nationally known, you're internationally known because you are a world champion. You're a gold medalist and a bronze medalist at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. So I would venture to say at this point, you know, you are more nationally and internationally known than someone like Sha'Carri, who was not even able to compete, unfortunately, at the Olympic Games. So yeah, don't downplay yourself like that, man.
Right.
Hey, you are USA champ at the Olympics. So yeah, you are the man right now.
Thank you.
And you're in the record and history books forever from
Right.
this point
Yes,
forward.
this is
So
true.
when people
Very true.
Google your name and they check you out online, Bryce Deadmon is forever going to be remembered as one who represented USA to the fullest at the Olympic Games. So yeah, you're the man.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, no doubt. So one of the viewers asked a question. They wanted to know about training. They was like, so tell us kind of specifically what was the training like?
So the system that I came out of, we do a lot of what's called tempo runs. So for instance, we'll do like a 30-second run, a 40-second run, a 50-second run, and we'll have to do those runs at a certain pace. And basically, the thought process behind that is that our coach wants to get us used to knowing how fast we're running. So basically, we can run a certain pace around the track and kind of know based off of our foot pattern or how or kind of like the rhythm of how our feet are hitting the ground, how fast we're running. And also the thought pattern behind that is kind of holding your posture and holding your form for a extended amount of time. And throughout the season, those runs get shorter and faster. So at the beginning of the season, we'll kind of do like longer tempo runs, and we'll do like 50 seconds, 45 seconds, 40 seconds to kind of get our wind up. And like I said, get used to running at a certain pace and a certain speed. And as the season goes on, it gets faster and faster, and the breaks get shorter.
Mm. So in order to, I mean, because you have people that are just naturally gifted,
Mhm.
seemingly with speed. So somebody like a Usain Bolt, for instance, he was seemingly unstoppable at his 200 meters and 100 meters and whatnot. You know, how could he have been beatable by anybody? You think? I mean, or was he just this once in a lifetime? You know. Talent that just came and shocked the world and showed everybody that he's the best to ever do it in his respective disciplines.
Yeah, I definitely believe that Usain was kind of a generational talent, almost like a Will Chamberlain or a Michael Jordan, someone who kind of comes around every every generation. I definitely think some days there will be someone to break his record, but I don't think it'll be anytime soon at all. At all.
Is your quest going into 2024 in praying that everything stays on par with you health wise to compete in any individual disciplines, or are you sticking with the relays?
Yeah, yeah. I definitely want to be able to make it in the open 400. I actually thought I was going to be able to make it this year, but the way I ran that trials, it just didn't work out that way. Like I said, my time was ranked number 4 or 5 in the world going into the U.S. Olympic trials, and if I would have ran my personal best time at Olympic trials, I definitely would have made it in the open. But I mean, that's just not what was meant to happen this year. So, but going
Mm,
forward, yeah, definitely, I definitely will be trying to compete in an individual event.
yes. Mom, I also have another question for you based off of something you shared at the ceremony Saturday. You had a message for young people, about not giving up on their dreams. I'd like for you to share a little bit more because we have a lot of young people that do view the show, and they need that type of inspiration and encouragement. Can you speak to that?
Right. So I tell both of my kids to write down your vision, write down your goals, believe in those goals once you write them down, and meditate on those goals. And don't limit your goals. Reach, like when people say reach for the stars, write down a goal that you might think is unattainable. Like Bryce just said he didn't do well in the trials, and we didn't even think he was going to have an opportunity to run in the Olympics because of how he ran at the Olympic trials. But he was given that opportunity, and before Bryce left for Tokyo, he said, "I'm going to make that 4x14." And for him to go to Tokyo as a part of the relay pool, he didn't even have to be placed in either of those relays. So for him to go, as a member of the relay pool and be placed in two of the relays and the final was just a testament to what I spoke on as far as don't dream small, dream big, and believe in your dream. And even if you don't have a support system, if you believe in yourself and you focus on what you want to do, you can attain anything and achieve anything that you believe in and that you work towards. So that's what I preach to my kids, is to dream up here, dream the unattainable, and it can happen.
That is so inspiring and so true. You talked about the support system, though. How important is it to have a support system? You said that if you don't have a support system, still do it. But how important is having that support system? Because when you feel like you're on that island by yourself, I mean, it can get dark sometimes.
It's difficult. There are a lot of kids that don't really have a good support system at home, and they are alone as far as trying to accomplish anything in life. But having that support system is everything, because you have someone you can call to talk to about your struggles. You have someone you can call to lift you up. You have someone to call for good advice, and guidance, and the love and support is motivating, for especially younger kids, young adults like Bryce. So love and support, and just knowing that you have that love and support is very motivating, and it just makes it a lot easier for you to excel in life in general.
Yes. Well, hey, Bryce, man, you also had you know, uh, some words of wisdom for the younger generation as to how they can, I guess, view life and move forward to experience the type of success that you've experienced, but also to overcome adversity and challenges. What's your words of wisdom to our younger generation?
I feel like growing up and going through high school, I just never had a lot of self confidence in myself. And crazy enough, I'm kind of actually grateful that I went through that little depressive phase, well, not even little, that major depressive phase my freshman year. I mean, because it kind of it forced me to learn to think positive, learn to think highly of myself, and kind of think positive and think I'm going to make this happen at all costs. I mean, because at that point in my life, I was definitely at a it's like a do or die situation. And from that situation, I kind of learned to, like I said, think positive as if my life depended on it. Like, I mean, of course, I get negative thoughts all the time. I doubt myself all the time. I'm human. But at the same time, I force myself to combat those thoughts with 10 more positive thoughts than the negative thoughts that I'm thinking. So, for instance, if I have a negative thought pop up in my mind, I'll see it instantly and kind of just remind myself, like, I can do this. I'm capable of this. If one man can do it, there's absolutely no reason why I'm not able to accomplish this. Even if no one hasn't accomplished it, shoot, let's try and see what happens. I mean, at the end of the day, like you don't get anything, you don't have any negative outcomes from thinking positive, but you will definitely have negative outcomes from thinking negative. So I mean, why why not think positive at all costs?
So you know what? Hey, listen, man. That's a very very good statement. You know, I was thinking back. We talked about Shakari Richardson earlier, and you know she got hit up to do a Beats by Dre commercial, and got a lot of money thrown her way, and she ain't win no gold or bronze medal. So
Yeah.
I mean, now that you got that behind your belt, you know we need to figure out how we can get you hooked up with some of these type of endorsement contracts, man, and commercials representing the USA.
The time for that will definitely come. It'll definitely come. I feel that it will come. I'm patient. I mean, everything will unfold how it's supposed to unfold. So
Oh yeah, we got to make that happen, man.
yeah,
Lastly, man, I'm gonna say, you know, at the ceremony, you know, because we're both members of Omega Psi Phi fraternity, I had to gift you with that hat. Now, low key, I'll be honest with you, man. I was like, man, I sure want to keep this hat, but
thank you so much for giving me that. I really appreciate that.
oh yeah, no doubt. But I was gonna say, you know, about being a member of Omega, you know, our cardinal principles are, of course, manhood, scholarship, perseverance, and uplift. And as I look at your life and what it truly means to be a man of Omega, you know, those cardinal principles have been exhibited and exemplified through your, you know, success and all that you went through to continue to, you know, show the world and show those coming behind you and us that you know you have to continue to persevere. You know, more importantly, you know, to persevere in spite of the challenges, in spite of the impact of things happening in our lives. Things are going to always occur, but it's not falling into the water that causes us to drown. It's staying in it and doing nothing. And I just appreciate you for realizing that in spite of those challenges and that adversity, that you've proven to be an example for those of us who need to be inspired, who need to be encouraged and whatnot. And I thank you, Mom, for being there in his corner and also, you know, helping him to get through those circumstances and you being, you know, humble enough to realize you need assistance, you need help, and you know, and you're not in it alone. So, you know, good teamwork and great examples, and we need more people like you guys to continue to lead and show the way. Last thing I just want to ask you, man, is relative to the track and field experience and the you know being an athlete. You know, how much of you know this is about having that type of confidence and bravado, like you know, Shakari shows. Some people talk about it and they express it publicly, like she does, and some people, they don't talk about it publicly. But how much is that confidence and that bravado come into play when it comes to being number one?
Everything. I mean, outside of your training, of course, your training is important. I would say training is number one, but your mentality is definitely number two, if not tied with the importance of your training. And I can I can testify to that. My senior year, I actually pulled. So I pulled my hamstring every single year since I was at A&M, except for this year. And it's actually crazy that it didn't happen this year. I mean, this year just so happened to be the perfect year for me to go to the Olympics. But my senior year, I was running really well at the start of the season, and I pulled my hamstring at our indoor national championship. And my outdoor season was going terrible. Like I was running like 2-3 seconds off of my personal best times, and it got to a point to where this was another instance where I was about to quit. I was like, I'm not even worried about this no more. So in rebellion to that, kind of just like being over the season, I think it was like the third or fourth from last track meet. Um, there was a party. There was a party at A&M, and it was a real big party that a lot of people from other schools always come down to. And I was like, you know what? Like this is my senior year. Like I've been running bad my season over. I was like, I'm not even worried about this meet. I stayed out at that party till 4 o'clock in the morning. Had a track meet the next morning at 12 o'clock. And crazy enough, like I absolutely have no idea how, but I almost ran my personal best the next day. I'm not saying this to have people go and do what I did. I mean, 'cause that was definitely ignorant. That was extremely ignorant. But that instance made me realize I was like, okay, like everything, not even just the sport, but I feel like the majority of everything in life is mental. Like I literally went into that track meet not caring. Like I was so hard on myself leading up to that point, and stuff wasn't working out. It was almost like I was putting way too much pressure on myself. I was so nervous and anxious to do well. I was thinking real negative, like if I don't do this, then this won't happen for me. But in that instance, when I stayed up basically 24 hours the night before a track meet, I ran a personal best, and I was like, okay, like this sport, along with everything else in life, is all a mental aspect. Like if you're not, and that's why I said I kind of adopted a do or die mentality when it comes to thinking positive and thinking I can do something, because in that instance, I saw how much your mentality plays into your performance in track and academics and anything that you want to accomplish.
So, Mom, because you gave birth to Bryce, and whatnot, we can say that you gave him the talent that he had.
Yeah, we can say that.
So will we see you at the 2024 Olympic Games?
Oh man, I'm looking forward to going to Paris. I'm looking forward to shopping in Paris. I'm looking forward to just going to the Olympics. I'm looking forward to Bryce winning a gold medal in the Open 400. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I noticed the first thing you said was you looking to shop at Paris.
I am.
Well, hey man, look, we're excited about you, Bryce, for representing the United States of America at the highest stage, on the world's largest stage, athletically and sporting competition wise, and being such a positive role model and example for all of our young people. And we're looking forward to not only you continuing to represent us well as an ambassador for the United States in the world of track and field, but also cheering you on for the World Championships leading up to the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, man. And I do want to see you not only get those gold medals in both those disciplines again, if you choose to run in those relays, but also in the open men's 400, man. So let's bring it back home, man. 4 years from now, actually 3 years from now, and we're looking forward to your success, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
All right, and like I said, front page this week, everybody, from adversity to Olympic champion. We highlight Bryce Deadmon this week, Missouri City native, and USA champion, and gold medal champion and bronze medal champion in 2 disciplines, man, and represented the United States well. Pick up your copy, Forward Times, and also you can check it out, forwardtimes.com. Thank y'all so much for being on Real Talk Junkies this week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, God bless. All right, y'all, that'll do it for this week. Always appreciate y'all for joining me, your boy Jeffrey L. Boney, here on Real Talk Junkies every Wednesday, 12 noon Central Standard Time, here on the Forward Times Facebook page and Instagram page. Always check me out, man. We got another hot show next week. Never know what I'm talking about. Never know who is going to be on, but just know it's going to always be great. It's going to be fire, and we look forward to having you join us. All right, y'all. Peace out. Make sure you forwardtimes.com, jeffreylboney.com to interact with me and engage with me. And of course, don't argue with me. I'll next week, y'all.